Welcome to another episode of Gradient's Weekly Business Roundup. This week's video will cover the following. The central bank now estimates Sri Lanka's economic growth for 2021 to be around 5%, downgrading its previous estimate of 6%. The revision considers the impact on businesses from the third wave of COVID-19, with overall growth assisted by a successful rollout of the vaccine by the third quarter. Such sentiment was shared by Minister Ajit Niwad Cabral, State Minister of Money, Capital Market and State Enterprise Reforms, who speaking at a webinar emphasized the importance of keeping the country open whilst fast-tracking the national vaccination program to improve the country's economic growth trajectory. Moreover, in a recent address to the nation, Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa stated that considering all vaccine doses that are expected to arrive in the country over the next 2 to 3 months, Sri Lanka could potentially inoculate about 13 million people by the end of September this year, which covers almost everyone over the age of 30. In a bid to support the challenging balance of payment situation in the country as well as to relieve pressure on the currency and reserves, the government amended Sri Lanka's Foreign Exchange Act to further restrict outward remittances. Accordingly, outflows from personal or business foreign currency accounts have been limited to $20,000 over the next 6 months from the previous levels of $2 million for firms and $200,000 for individuals. For amounts over this, the Monetary Board could grant approval on a case-by-case basis. Asia Securities Research says whilst companies sourcing equipment and machinery from overseas could face delays and experience a near-term impact, they do not envisage for this to have a significant impact on any listed corporates for the time being. Fitch Ratings reported that Sri Lanka's banking sector results exceeded expectations in 2020 and in the first quarter of 2021, aided by government's stimulus and relief measures. The aggregate impaired loan ratio of Fitch-rated banks declined to 9.1% in the first quarter of 2021 compared to 9.7% in 2020 and 9.5% in 2019, indicating an improvement in asset quality. However, Fitch notes that this may deteriorate to around 10.5% by the end of 2021, with regulatory relief measures being withdrawn. This may drive up credit costs, but banks could still enhance profitability with further depository pricing and a possible uptick in lending. In 2020, banking sector loan growth fell below historical averages on subdued private sector credit demand and lower growth in new lending. However, increased borrowings by the state and state-owned entities from Bank of Ceylon and People's Bank boosted overall loan growth in 2020 and the first quarter of 2021. Fitch expects banking sector loan growth to be moderately high in 2021, driven by greater private sector credit demand, increased state borrowings, and a possible resumption in economic activities. The situation remains challenging, however, with the Central Bank of Sri Lanka recently downgrading its 2021 private sector credit growth estimate to 12% from 14% on a year-on-year basis. The Colombo Stock Exchange will be introducing a new over-the-counter platform to list repos on debt securities and invites any primary dealer in government securities already licensed by the central bank and commercial banks licensed by the central bank to apply for trading membership. The state-run Sri Lankan Airlines lost 58 billion rupees in the 10 months ended February 2021 due to the pandemic impact. The National Development Bank has received a $75 million credit facility from the International Development Finance Corporation to fund small and medium-scale businesses that are either run by women or produce goods or services for women. A 9-member committee headed by Finance Minister Deputy Secretary R.M.P. Ratnayaka has been appointed to restructure Sri Lanka's LPG industry. In Sri Lanka, LPG is sold in packed cylinders and also in bulk. Packed cylinders account for around 88% of Sri Lanka's LPG consumption, led by demand stemming from households and small to medium-scale hotels. And that's a wrap for today. Hope you have a great day, stay safe and stay healthy. This video is co-produced by Gradient Alliance and information design firm Atheno.